Armored vehicles patrol the land, while helicopters hover and monitor from above. Armed men and women move in synchronization, a quite familiar scenario in a land located on the Horn of Africa with a people that had known anything but peace up to 2007, the same year the African mission in Somalia, AMISOM, set foot here. Its mission: to fight the Al-Shabaab. AMISOM is divided into three components, which are the military component, the police component, as well as the civilian component.
As our troops fight Al-Shabaab, as our police enforce law and order, or help to enforce law and order, we as civilians work with the Somalis and with the government to help them build a narrative that is conducive to peace and stability, a narrative that is all-encompassing, a narrative that advocates for inclusive politics, fair share of power and resources, a narrative that pushes the government to be present where the people are.
Somalia is divided into 6 sectors, which are commanded by over 19,000 troops drawn from different African countries. The troop contributing countries are Burundi, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Uganda, while the police are drawn from Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Uganda, and Zambia. Ugandan troops are deployed in Sector 1, which comprises the regions of Banadir and Lower Shabelle. Kenyan forces are responsible for Sector 2, comprising Lower and Middle Juba. Sector 3, comprising Bay and Bakul, as well as Gedo, comes under Ethiopian command. Djiboutian forces are in charge of Sector 4, which covers Hiran and Galgagud, while Burundian forces are in charge of Sector 5, which covers the Middle Shabelle region. Sector 6, on the other hand, is a multinational sector composed of Kenyan and Ethiopian troops. AMISOM is currently executing the second phase of the National Transition Plan in accordance with the United Nations Resolution 2472. The endgame of this resolution requires AMISOM to exit Somalia by 2021 and hand over to the security agencies. Part of the transition includes mentoring the forces to take up the security role. However, financial and human resource constraints continue to choke AMISOM's total execution of this plan.
Capacity building, therefore, will entail training, it will entail equipping, it will entail organization. And this does not come as easily as you would want. And with all this, you would need resources to be able to undertake those. So transition is not going to be easy. But as long as there is a focus that certain actions have to be done in order to meet the timelines of the transition, resources resources permitting, then the transition will occur.
The target is to have 32,000 officers by 2021. Our strength is 1,040. That strength is barely adequate, but we are trying our possible best. You need a lot of financial resources. Capacity building is not only limited to training. You have to put structures on ground. You need patrol vehicles. You need police stations. You need to equip those police stations. You have to talk of welfare of those officers you have recruited. A lot of things goes into capacity building. And these resources are not readily available in Somalia.
Part of AMISOM's mandate is to assist the Somali security forces to provide security for the political process at all levels, as well as stabilization, reconciliation, and peace building in Somalia, which also involves reconstruction of infrastructure. Today, the Kenyan contingent is here to launch one of the key roads. Now, the war not only spread grief far and wide, but also affected infrastructure. and one of the mandates of AMISOM is to open up the main supply routes. And where I'm standing right now is a 250-kilometer stretch from Dobli to Afmador. And the mandate of AMISOM is to ensure that this main supply route opens up the transportation of goods and the movement of people in trying to restore Somalia into where it was initially. It is a milestone that both the Kenyan and Somali forces are excited about.
What we are trying to do is to expand. We are trying to expand and create diversions on those areas where Al-Shabaab has been laying IEDs. It also gives us room for maneuver when we are degrading Al-Shabaab. It creates ease of movement for our troops on combat operations and also administrative movements. And finally, it helps us to ensure that we fulfill the UN mandate. It is very critical that we stick to our mandate here in Somalia.
Anasema hii si project ya kwanza ambayo AMISOM imesaidia kwa hii watu wa Jubaland. Anasema kwa hii town ilitengenezwa barabara, ilisaidia mambo ya afya sana. Anasema hata sasa hii bado wao kama watu wa Jubaland wanasaidiana na watu wa AMISOM na watu wa Kenya kutengeneza hii barabara na vile watasaidia kufanya kazi pamoja kila wakati.
On part 2 tomorrow, we give you a preview of how the Kenya Defence Forces are manning Sector 2 miles away from home. George Maringa, KTN News, Dobli, Somalia.